Let's talk about it all with Chris Krueger, TD Cowen Managing Director, Washington Research Group strategist, and maybe the only man I know that can quote the Grateful Dead and Vladimir Lenin in the same piece, because you quoted Lenin, who said there are decades where nothing happens, and then there are weeks where decades happens. The latter certainly feels like that's what's happening right now.
Absolutely. I mean, it was 51 weeks ago was the Trump-Harris debate. So, I mean, it's pretty much every week. It's been nonstop for the past year. But when you think about what's coming this month, Brian, it's really monetary policy and trade policy. The only thing we've got some certainty on really was from July. We do have some tax certainty with the One Beautiful bill being passed into law. But other than that, it's still very much wide open.
Yeah, and we can't know what the Supreme Court will do around these tariffs related to emergency acts. So clarify that, right? It's not all the tariffs. It's the tariffs that are related to what they call IEEPA, sort of the Emergency Powers Act. Those are the ones that are at risk. Let's just say, for giggles, Chris, that the Supreme Court agrees with the appeals court, because, by the way, we don't know what they're going to do, and those tariffs go away. What happens?
Uncle Sam's probably going to have to write a very large check. That's a problem because the bond market vigilantes have essentially become tariff men and women now. So you're talking about the potential for massive rebates. Through IEEPA, the U.S. has taken in a little less than $100 billion so far. The administration has until October 14th to file an appeal with the Supreme Court. The tariffs will remain in place until then. The Supreme Court may not rule on this until, next summer. So a tremendous amount of uncertainty. While that occurs, though, the administration has the 232 statute, has the 301 statute. That's what they've been using for sectoral tariffs and for largely the ex-fentanyl China tariffs. So those are not being litigated in this. There are two other statutes that, the administration, if they want to start sort of doing some of the work on this to prepare for a potential Supreme Court striking down IEEPA, they have 122, they have 338. Then you can essentially just put those reciprocal tariffs back on. The issue is really twofold, though. One, it's the potential for refunds. But then number two, that's the bigger issue, which is that all of these businesses across the globe will kind of remain in tariff limbo.
Let's put the pieces together, because it is confusing. By the way, it's confusing up on this side of the camera. I can't imagine how confusing it is for people who don't do this for a living. But what I think you said, Chris, is that these IEEPA tariffs, they are bringing in money. We can debate how much it is, but they are bringing in money. The bond market is moving today here and around the world based on expectations of less money coming in. Bond market may be negatively impacting stocks. So if these tariffs, the illegality of the tariffs is upheld, the bond market may move, and we may end up with higher interest rates.
Absolutely. And also, don't forget, last month, S&P kept the U.S., kept our credit rating largely due to the increased tariff revenue. The credit raters saying that increased tariff revenue would negate any of the negative fiscal from the $3.4 trillion One Big Beautiful bill. So it's there are a lot of irons in the fire. It's just sort of, it's just one more week.